Hey guys, Big Green Dragon here, and we're back for another adventure in the Dragonverse. Remember, familiar powers, unfamiliar heroes. We'll be stepping away from Emerald City for quite some time, and now we get to explore the hero known as Myth Girl. Enjoy. Previously on Myth Girl. Suddenly, a voice in her head breaks her concentration. Revna? Revna Odin-daughter? I pray that you hear my voice and heed my call. I need you. I and Arngrim. These are my brothers, Troels and Loper. Her life was cut short. By the dragon? No, a different beast. She hits the dragon with a mighty blow to the face, and it falls unconscious. She hears Troels draw his bowstring back and fire an arrow. Revna cocks her head to the right. Troels' arrow flies through the space her head was only moments ago. Revna watches the arrow, hoping it finds purchase in the unseen target. Instead, it falls harmlessly to the snow a few feet later. Revna looks at Troels, giving him a questioning look. She gives the same look to his brothers. The brothers try and keep their faces neutral. Nothing happened. Did he miss? The brothers look at each other. Arngrim's face becomes hardened with determination. Enough of this! Loper, now! Both Arngrim and Loper grab Revna by her arms. She begins to struggle against them. What are you doing? Troels, take another shot! Troels fires again. This time there can be no questioning its intended target. Revna watches as the arrow flies towards her face. Arngrim palms the top of her head and squeezes. Revna simply flies into the air, but the arrow hits her in the ankle. Arngrim and Loper hang on. Both begin to strike her in her midsection. She manages the pain well enough at first. Troels preps another arrow. Arngrim drives his fist into her midsection one more time, and Revna buckles. She waits until Troels fires his next shot and spins, forcing the arrow into Arngrim's back. Arngrim cries out in pain. She headbutts him, and he loses his grip and falls to the ground. With her free hand, she grabs Loper by the neck and tosses him down to the ground. She snatches the next arrow out of the air and snaps it in two. She removes the first arrow from her ankle. The brothers each get to their feet and draw their weapons. Revna hovers over them. What's going on? Why do you attack me? Come down here and face us. Revna shakes her head. No, I won't fight you. Explain yourselves. Why waste words? Will they matter? They will to me, since you're trying to kill me. She doesn't even remember what she did. Stop being vague and give me answers. Arngrim steps forward. If you survive long enough, perhaps we'll give you what you seek. For now, we only want blood. Revna gives the men a sad look. Each one stares at her with hatred. What did I do to you? Enough questions. Come down here. It would be easy enough for her to simply fly away, but Revna knows she wants answers. She needs them. She lowers herself to the ground. Loper rushes her. He swings his axe at her, which she dodges. Arngrim follows his brother's attack and begins to swing his axe at her face. Revna grabs both of their arms. With their free hands, they both punch her in the face. Revna is sent flying backwards. She recovers instantly, but doesn't charge them. Swinging fast and wild, Arngrim and Loper do everything they can to cut her down. Revna dodges axe and arrow alike. Arngrim sends her flying with another punch. Loper follows it up with a series of strikes, finished by a kick. Revna stumbles back a bit. Arngrim thinks he finally has a clear strike. She catches his arm again. Arngrim struggles to move a centimeter, and Revna doesn't release her grip. Why won't you die? Loper flanks her, going for a slash. Revna moves, but his axe catches her on the side. He goes for a follow-up attack, but Revna finally kicks him in the face. Loper goes tumbling back. Loper! Why you? Arngrim is hit with an uppercut, and he falls on his back. Revna catches the next arrow from Troels. He goes for another arrow, only to realize he has none left. Revna throws the arrow back in his direction, but it lands harmlessly in the snow. Are you all ready to talk? Loper tries to get up, but is in too much pain. Arngrim is the only one who manages to speak. No, not yet. I do not wish to fight you further. I suppose you've earned a small piece of the truth. Revna waits eagerly. Arngrim weakly rises to his feet. We're not what we appear to be. With that, Arngrim manages to punch her again. The blow is more powerful than his previous ones. Loper also manages to get back to his feet. Revna remains standing, only sliding back this time. Revna begins to nod slowly. I see. You're frost giants. Arngrim gives her a wicked grin. Revna exhales. That hardly answers anything. Why are you trying to kill me? Sorry. Ask again later. Arngrim continues to smile at her as the brothers prepare to attack her again. Nearby in his home, Hrymnir watches the battle. He watches as his sons do their best to defeat Revna. She keeps the three of them at bay, but every now and then they land several blows. Hrymnir watches with anticipation and looks at his own weapon. He thinks of his daughter and fixes his anger on the young girl. Frigg and her attendants walk through Odin's hall. Suddenly, she sees glimpses of the future. Revna is clearly in danger. Frigg stops walking, concern on her face. My queen, is everything all right? No, I don't think so. Fula? Yes, my queen? Send for my husband, quickly. Tell him it's about Revna. Right away. Fula rushes off to find Odin, while Frigg continues to look concerned for Revna's safety. Back in Jotunheim, Revna is hit once more. She lands in the snow and groans in pain. Arngrim, Trolls, and Loper keep up the attack. Each one takes turns kicking her. Fight back, Aesir. You didn't have any issues a moment ago. You don't get to accept your death with dignity. Revna sighs. With one blow to each of them, the brothers are sent flying back several feet. Revna stands up. I've told you several times I have no desire to fight you. If I do, you won't last long. Tell me what's wrong, and maybe we can still reconcile this. There's no reconciliation for what you did, from what you took from us. What? What did I do? Our sister! You killed her! Revna remembers back to the night of the attack on Baldur's Gate. She remembers fighting the female frost giant and slaying her. She remembers her grief afterwards. I am sorry. I did not want to kill her, but she attacked my brother's city. When we fought, everything happened so quickly. The brothers shake their heads. We know what she did, and we don't care. You killed her, and that's that. We're killing you as revenge. Revna's eyes go wide. So you don't care that she and her allies were trying to destroy my brother's city? We could care less about you, Aesir. You killed her with no remorse, like all Aesir do. That's not true. I still think about what I did. I'll always remember it. Shut your mouth, you heartless monster. This is your last day alive. The brothers charge Revna, but she remains motionless, shocked by their responses. They won't listen to reason. That's fine. I can understand that. What I can't understand is why you had to pretend to be my friends first. As the attacks near their marks, Revna explodes with speed, much faster than any of them anticipate. Each one is hit with a powerful blow. Each one staggers back in great pain. Revna slowly lifts her head and looks at the three brothers. Fine. If you want me to be your villain, I will. Revna leaps into action. With a powerful combination of blows, she begins to dominate the battle. She speeds back and forth between all three brothers, striking them all in quick succession. Arngrim sees a small opening and punches her. His fist lands against her cheek. However, Revna takes no damage from the blow. Instead, she simply looks at him. Her initial apprehension is gone.
Now she regards him with the intensity of a warrior. She returns the blow to him. Arngrim feels his teeth rattle from the strike. He crashes into the snow, far away from the battle. Revna turns to Loper and Troels. Troels is punched in the stomach. All air leaves his lungs, and he folds over and falls to the ground. Loper backs away slowly, but Revna steps on the foot she healed the other day. Loper cries out in pain before being backhanded by Revna. He tumbles in the freezing cold snow. As he holds his re-injured foot, Revna simply stands over him. "Stay back! I thought this was what you all wanted. Don't tell me you're scared now. Your sister wasn't when she faced her death. Perhaps she was the bravest of you." "Shut your mouth. Don't mention her." Revna slowly places her hand on Bronslukr while fixing a steely gaze on Loper. Before she can draw the sword, there are thunderous footsteps near her. She looks but doesn't see anything. The last moment she realizes what's happening, but the blow comes quickly. Revna is smacked across the field by a powerful hand. She recovers, but some blood splatters onto the snow. Hremnir stands above Loper. "Enough of this, Aesir warrior. You die now. Join me, my sons. Together we shall achieve victory." Hremnir tosses a quiver of fresh arrows to Troels. He slowly begins to return to his feet. In the distance, Arngrim pops out of the snow, his hand massive. Each of the brothers grow in size as Revna faces down 4 frost giants. She exhales and draws her sword. Odin finds Frigg, who paces with worry. When she sees Odin, she rushes to him. "Good, you're here."
What's going on? You had the vision about Revna?
"Yes, wherever she is, she's in danger. Perhaps more than she realizes. You can locate her, can't you?"
I can.
Odin focuses for but a brief moment.
Jotunheim.
"Jotunheim? That makes sense. I believe I saw glimpses of frost giants."
Frost giants? She is my daughter. She can handle herself.
"Odin, did you not hear me? I think the danger is greater than she realizes."
I did. I can't save her every time she's in danger. If she doesn't learn how to navigate these situations on her own, she'll never grow as a warrior.
Odin sees Frigg still worries and places a firm hand on her shoulders. He gives her a warm smile.
I believe she will be all right. She is very capable.
Odin doesn't finish his sentence. Instead, he begins to focus intensely. Frigg studies his face and waits for an answer. "Odin? Odin!" Odin looks at Frigg.
I will return shortly.
Odin begins to fly, exiting his hall at blazing speed. Revna flies around, dodging swings from the giants. Despite their size, they move with surprising agility. Revna sees an axe heading for her. She blocks it with her sword. Next, she dodges a large arrow from Troels. Hremnir sends a massive fist flying towards her face. She catches the blow and strains to hold it back. Arngrim tries to follow up with a strike of his own. It connects, sending her crashing into the ground. The giants rush to try and step on her, but she recovers too quickly. She lifts Arngrim off the ground with a punch. Hremnir smacks her across the face. She dodges another arrow. Loper sprints around and looks for an opening, but his wound slows him greatly. Revna takes notice of his position. Hremnir and Arngrim slice at her with their axes. At the same time, Loper charges in. She dodges Hremnir's strike and flies overhead Arngrim, getting behind him. She kicks him in the back with great force, sending his axe arm forward. The axe finds purchase as Arngrim strikes Loper, dead. Everyone is in shock. Arngrim pulls his axe out of his brother's chest as he falls over. He howls in grief and anger. Troels prepares to fire another arrow. "Wait, son! Don't!" But it's too late. Troels fires. Revna catches it, spins around, and tosses the arrow back at Arngrim. He too is pierced in the chest. He falls on his back, dead. Revna rushes Troels. He barely registers her presence before she stabs him in the chest. Hremnir watches as his last child dies in front of him. Revna slowly turns to face him as he drops to his knees.
You killed them all. You left me no choice. Clearly not the outcome you expected.
No. Perhaps I underestimated you. Hrimnir slowly makes his way over to Arngrim. Don't worry, my children. I'll avenge all of you. Hrimnir picks up his son's axe in his free hand. He faces Revna. I'm taking your head off your shoulders. Hrimnir charges Revna, and the two begin to duel. The fight is intense. Hrimnir's anger fuels his strength. He manages to give Revna several cuts, though he suffers his own. The weapons clash loudly. Hrimnir begins to regain his composure. In a surprising move, he manages to disarm Revna as Bronslukar crashes into the ground. He prepares for the final blow, but Revna constructs a shield using Satyr. His attacks don't pierce the shield. He is lifted into the air with a powerful uppercut. His weapons fly from his grasp. Revna calls her blade back to her, and in another swift motion, she severs Hrimnir's right arm. The giant cries out in pain as he lands with a massive thud. Revna slowly descends to the ground.
You are beaten.
I am sorry, my children. I wasn't strong enough. Hrimnir begins to laugh sadly. Did you enjoy it? Your taste of what's to come.
What do you mean?
The undead and giants attacking the city. A precursor to Ragnarok.
Ragnarok? What do you know of it?
Hrimnir smiles. The most important thing of all. The giants win the battle. Revna thinks about his words.
Why did your daughter attack Baldur's Gate?
A special request.
From who?
That secret dies with me. Now kill me, as you did my sons. Revna sheaths her sword.
No. You have vital information. You need to be questioned.
Odin quietly descends from the sky, spear in hand. Revna notes her father's presence. Frigg was worried. I came to put her at ease. Glad to see my faith in you is just.
Father, he knows about the attack on Baldur's Gate.
Is that so? I'll never speak. I don't need you to. Odin holds out his hand and Hrimnir begins to squirm. Odin sees his memories. He sees Hrimnir and a group of frost giants meeting with another, a fire giant. Odin hides his surprise and leaves the giant's mind. A fire giant seems to have orchestrated the attack.
A fire giant? Only a select few people knew about the city, Father.
A mystery for later. Hrimnir uses the last of his strength to prop himself up. He smiles weakly at Odin. I am glad we've met before the end. I only wish I could have lived to see yours. I wonder, when his jaws close around you, what will you feel? Hrimnir begins to laugh. Odin throws his spear through the giant's chest, killing him. Hrimnir's body falls into the snow. Odin holds out his hand, and his spear returns to him.
What did he mean, Father?
Nothing to concern ourselves with today. Let us return home. Odin looks at the dead giants. I am surprised you killed them.
I didn't want to, but it's like you said. Some enemies can't be reasoned with.
Odin nods as Revna lifts off into the air. Odin follows a short moment later. Odin and Revna return home. Frigg smiles upon seeing them both.
You're safe.
Revna smiles.
I am. Thanks for looking out for me. Always.
Perhaps now you can give us the full story.
I went to the village and the brothers were waiting for me. It was a trap the whole time. After defeating a dragon, they lured me to Jotunheim and revealed their true intentions.
Why? What was their reasoning?
I killed their sister in Baldur's Gate.
So they wanted revenge. Fools.
I tried to explain what happened, but they didn't care. Now they're all dead. How does that benefit them? It doesn't. No chance for them to grow, become better, heal from their loss.
The matter is finished. Another task complete. Only one left.
Thank you, Father. I will retire for the remainder of the day.
Revna leaves Odin and Frigg, heading for her room.
The lives she's taken weigh on her.
She will grow past it with time.
I know.
Odin seems lost in thought for a moment.
Something wrong?
Odin shakes his head. It's nothing. I need to speak with Mimir.
I will remain here, should she need me.
Later in the evening, Odin and Mimir in his study. Odin overlooks a map of the realms. A fire giant? Yes. They keep to themselves. Rarely, if ever, do you see one outside of Muspelheim, which makes this all the more strange. Do you have any friends among them you could speak to? Not among the sons of Muspel. You could go down there, couldn't you? To do what, Mimir? Demand Surtur tell me who he sent to Jotunheim. How do you think that would go? Not very well. Besides, the fires of Muspelheim are dangerous even to you. Precisely. If only someone could travel there and speak to Surtur. Odin remains silent. Mimir raises an eyebrow. Is there? I believe my daughter can. Revna? How? A child born from the wife of a rival will achieve great power and tame the flames of Muspelheim. Where did you hear that? A giantess seer, over 15 years ago. You're sure it pertains to Revna? Yes. Also, forgive me if I'm hard of hearing, but did you say the wife of a rival? Meaning her mother is married? Odin nods. Everything is beginning to make more sense, Allfather. Good. Does this mean you're sending her down to Muspelheim? No. As far as I'm concerned, there's not enough to go on. I see. And what about her final task? Odin looks at Mimir as he contemplates the question. Revna lies in bed looking at the ceiling. She looks at her new map of Yggdrasil. She gets out of bed and approaches the map. She focuses on Earth and mystery. She remembers how quickly Odin arrived when she attempted to get a glimpse of Earth. She quickly gets dressed and goes to her father's room. She knocks lightly on the door. Father? Yes, my child. Can we talk? Yes. Revna hears Odin leaving bed. A short while later, he opens the door. Odin and Revna walk through Asgard. Hunin and Munin are already perched on his shoulders, and Gary and Freki follow closely behind. What do you wish to discuss, Revna? I am nearly finished with my tasks. That you are. I've seen you grow with your experiences. Do you have my final task ready for me? Not yet, but I will soon. Father, can I be honest about something? Of course. When we were together on our last journey, before this all began, we briefly discussed the realms. Since then, I have discovered that you've been lying to me. Lying to you? What do you mean? I know about Earth and the other realm, though I suspect you know this already. I had the feeling, yes. If I had to guess, my mother is in one of those two realms. Perhaps. I was angry with you for a long time after learning this. While I can't say I'm completely over it, I guess it makes sense to keep such things to yourself. That being said, I have a proposal. I'm listening. Revna stops walking and looks at her father. Take me to one of those realms. I can't. Yes, you can. If it has to be the one without my mother, I'll accept it. For now. Odin thinks about her offer. Earth would be the safer option. Plenty to experience and learn there. Then let us go to Earth for my final task. Very well, but we have to stay.
For a full year.
And we bring Frigg with us.
Frigg? Why?
I don't want to leave her here alone. It'll be an experience for the three of us.
It's settled then. The three of us will go to Earth.
Gary and Frecky whine. It seems we need to bring your pets along as well, Father. A few days later, the Aesir have another feast in Odin's dining hall. Revna is brimming with excitement. Revna, before we embark on this journey, I recall you wanting to visit the Norns? There will be time for that when we return. True enough. Revna eyes Asbjorn in the crowd. Frigg smiles. Can you hold off a conversation with him until next year? Revna stands. Probably, but I'd rather not. Revna walks over to Asbjorn and grabs him by the hand. The young man smiles. If it isn't my good friend the All-Daughter. Come with me. The other Einherjar snicker and smile. Asbjorn focuses on Revna. It would be my pleasure. Revna leads Asbjorn through Asgard at night. She still holds firmly to his hand. So, why'd you drag me out here in the cold? Do you even get cold anymore? You're dead. I eat food every day. I think some things still work. I will be away for some time, going on some grand Aesir quest, in a manner of speaking. I didn't want to leave without sharing more wonderful poetry with you. You know, you should try and perform with Bragi sometime. I think he'd really enjoy it. I'm not ready for that. Bragi lives to entertain. Even the gods second-guess themselves. Makes me feel a whole lot better. I'm certainly going to miss having you around. You'll hardly notice I'm gone. Incorrect. I've noticed you every day since I first saw you. Even if you were a bit older at the time. Revna smiles. You're too kind. Handsome. Asbjorn laughs. And on top of that, the gods are shy in their affections. Not all of us. I merely jest. Now then, anything new tonight? Yes, actually. Revna smiles at him. Asbjorn steps aside to give her the floor. He leans against a small house. Revna begins to perform as he watches with glee. Odin, Frigg, and Revna stand in front of the World Tree. His ravens are perched on his shoulder, his wolves by his feet.
Are you ready for this?
Frigg squeezes his hand. We are, my love. Odin can feel her excitement. Revna looks at him with anticipation.
Then let us be off.
Odin places his hand on Yggdrasil and focuses. Revna hears something and looks up at the tree. The last thing she sees is Ratatoskr waving at her. She manages to smile and wave back before the three disappear. A moment later, everyone is standing in a different forest. Frigg and Revna look around with wonder. Odin gives them a moment before beginning to walk. Frigg and Revna follow with glee. Several minutes later, they exit the forest and find themselves overlooking a beautiful countryside full of vast green space and a small community in the area. Where are we?
Midgard, though here they call it Earth. Specifically, we're in the Danish countryside.
This is the Danes' land?
Yes, they've made some changes, as you can see.
Odin pulls out a golden apple and bites a portion of it. Then he hurls the apple into the atmosphere. Odin's appearance shifts as he appears to be in his early 40s. He stretches.
This feels incredible.
Frigg smiles at her husband. You're supposed to be a bit younger, aren't you?
I had Idun make a special apple for me. Besides, I couldn't be too young. Then nobody would believe I'm Revna's father.
I don't exactly look old enough to be her mother.
Odin smiles. Well, I suppose we could use Seder to alter your appearance.
She looks at him and smacks him on the shoulder. What now, father?
Now we explore the village. Follow me.
Odin snaps his fingers, and all three of their outfits shift into something more modern. The ravens become common blackbirds, while the wolves become huskies. The three begin to explore the small village. Frigg and Revna are shocked by much of what they see. The civilians are all extremely friendly, waving as the family passes by.
After exploring the small town, everyone arrives at a nice home on the outskirts of town. Welcome to our home for the next year. Odin, when did you... This isn't my first time here, love. I come back briefly every now and then. Odin opens the door. The home itself is lovely and decorated lavishly. Frigg and Revna explore the home. This is lovely, Odin. Strange, but lovely. We will use new names, at least while we're in the village. Money won't be an issue. Due to our nature, we can understand the local languages and learn them immediately. What do you think? Frigg walks over to him and grabs him by the hand. This world is strange. I am having difficulty processing all of this. A 10th realm. We are here together. That will make this all the more enjoyable. I couldn't agree more. Odin hugs Revna and Frigg. He kisses Revna on the top of her head before kissing Frigg. Odin continues to hold them close. A few weeks later, Revna is in her room. She places another book on her growing bookshelf. Frigg is in the kitchen finishing dinner. Odin sits in his office in front of a computer, reading a business report. Odin, Revna, dinner's ready. Odin arrives quickly, surprising Frigg. He wraps his arms around her. Thank you. For what? Adjusting to this so quickly. Thank you for inviting me. Odin smiles. Frigg smiles. The two begin to kiss passionately. I can come back later. Odin breaks off the kiss. It's fine. Sit and eat. You two have been like wild rabbits ever since we arrived. A change of scenery does wonders to a woman. Clearly. Revna, you need to decide if you're enrolling in school. For a year? Seems pointless, father. It'll give you an opportunity to make friends your age. Socializing with the Earthlings will help. When I decide, you'll both be the first to know. The three sit at the table. Odin already begins feeding Gary and Freki under the table. The family smiles as they begin to eat dinner. After dinner, Odin and Revna are flying in the sky. Beautiful, isn't it? Yes. It's incredible to know this is what the Danes will become. This is only the beginning of what I can show you. I do miss going on adventures, facing down dangerous threats, helping people in need. Perhaps that's still possible. In my visits here, I've learned that humans need help. Someone to do the things they can't. In theory, you could be that for them. How? Give a helping hand when necessary, protecting them from harm. Save them from themselves. The same you did when you protected the village from Draugr. Revna thinks about it and smiles. That does sound fun. You should know, time has passed us by. These people who once worshipped us now believe we were nothing more than myth. You could change that. Or you could be a normal girl for a year. The choice is yours. Revna continues to think on her father's words. The two hover in the air in silence. With time to think, she finally remembers the one question she meant to ask him days ago, before the excitement of coming to Earth was the only thing that consumed her mind. A question that the Allfather should answer for her. Father? Yes, Revna? What is Ragnarok? And here we are, my friends. We have reached the end of Myth Girl Season 1. Thank you, everyone who has commented, liked, and shared with me how much you enjoyed the season so far. And as quick as she appeared, it is time for her to take a back seat, as Revna will now have to give way to Starblade and the Martian Marauder. I will go ahead and get to work on that and begin building up some more hype for that relatively quickly. And hopefully I'll have something for you guys relatively soon. Until then, take care. Dragon out.